alive! Hopefully the stream is working alright. I can't see the preview. I should check it. Yeah, that looks like me. That looks like me, and we got our reference art. We're gonna be doing the Final Fantasy Tactics Monk down in the corner. We got some tunes in the background. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I got this beret. I like it. I put my water in a really awkward spot, so I might spill it. Let's move it over here. We do not want to spill. Spilling would be very bad. Okay, I didn't really like... I'm trying to figure out what to pose her to do as a pose. And I've been kind of struggling with that, so let's just doodle out some stuff real fast. Because I want to try to get this as much done as I can in the next couple hours. I overslept, so I'm running low on time. Good morning, by the way. We love the morning and the afternoon. I kind of want to do like a punchy, like actiony, like she's got a fist here, and she's got a fist up here, and she's like, let's fucking go. Oh, it's a good Hello, London. I also like this Zelda tune that's going. This is a good Zelda tune. Bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Bum, ba-da-bum. Okay, I'm drawing a bunk. Sorry, I got distracted already. We're never gonna get through this. Okay, but I feel like I need to give more open room here, because she's got, like, you can see these giant fucking things over here. Which you probably can't see me do this because it's covering a cursor. But, giant, when I say things, I mean her, hand glove thingies. Not her other things. Her other thingies are not that giant. They're kind of small. I'm drawing them giant, though. Oh well. Nothing wrong with giving her a little extra meat. This is coming out terribly so far. But this is the process, you know. You start terribly and you refine it until it's not so terrible. Something like that. I want her to be more buff though, because she is a fighter. Like, foreshortening is really hard though. Like, it's really hard to draw foreshortening. And this is not, like, her arm would be too long here, so that elbow's too long. Up here we'll go instead. I should really stop falling asleep right before the stream. I'm always half tempted to be like, just stay in bed. I'm tired. It's comfy. You know what actually woke me up was having to pee. That's a very good wake-up method. You start to dream that you're peeing and you're like, okay, time to get out of bed before I piss myself. Okay, let's do some leg work. I'm not happy with these hands. We'll figure that out though. Honestly, the pose that she has is like what I want to do, and I just don't want to copy it directly. You know what I mean? Like, make it my own. It's got the spirit that I want. The spirit of Punchy. What the hell is it? Stardew Valley! Like, I know this song. Also, you know what I've discovered this month as I do these characters is that I always draw the torso too big, and I've had to fix that almost every drawing. I'm learning stuff about myself. Maybe it's just because these original sources definitely have longer legs too. And the head's kind of small. Mine. Okay. And maybe she's in like a nice back stance. I like that idea. Let's move this leg over. I get nervous streaming drawing because showing people your art process is very like personal. Like don't tune in and think I'm terrible at this. Really, I'm just beginning. We have so much more room to go, to grow, and to become a good drawing. Oh, she's also got these big chunky boots though too. I don't. This isn't gonna work. Crap, I hate this. Okay, let's just start over. Let's just start with something different. I'm just gonna real loosely kind of sketch something out here. See if I can get what I want. Just like. I don't know what this leg's doing. This leg is going crazy. I don't like that at all. This goes a lot better when I have some idea of what I want to do before I sit down and start drawing. Which I did not here really, except for I want her to look cool. That was my idea. I kind of like what this is doing now, this idea. Like she's kind of in an action-y pose here. Dun, dun. Oh, she do got feet, man. Oh boy. She got two of them. With giant boots. Oh. You ever tried drawing leg muscles? They're complicated. They're difficult. All muscles are difficult. Human bodies, they're difficult. And then maybe she's got like a fist up here. It's just punchy. Punchy up here. They got so many parts in these bodies, I'm telling you. Do you know how many bones are in the human body? It's like 204 or something like that. Absolutely ridiculous amount of bones. And that's just the bones. That's not including the muscles or the organs or none of that. Absolutely insane. That's Kingdom Hearts. I was like, this sounds like Aladdin. Oh, I wonder why. How is this in this copyright-free list or whatever? Not gonna DMCA'd. I've noticed all these VODs that I put on YouTube have gotten the copyright restricted stance, which is fine because I don't monetize on YouTube anyway. But it's like, what are you promising me here? These are clearly not DMCA free. Liars. As long as I don't get muted or banned, whatever. I don't know how aggressive Twitch is about muting your streams anymore. They used to be really for a while there. Never happened to me because I didn't stream then, but if I keep talking over it, I'm probably fine. How's everybody doing as I talk and figure out what to say? I'm so tired. I didn't do any vocal warm-ups either because I just woke up and was like, oh, I have to stream. I gotta draw a monk, and I had to set all this shit up. What should her other arm be doing though? Like, I don't see. This is what I'm picturing this arm doing. Oh, do you not hear it? Is it too quiet? Oh, it is really quiet. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. You don't need to hear it. I'll turn it up a little bit. You guys should be able to hear the music. That's why I put it on, so it's not just me awkwardly talking over things. There we go. That's Agrabah. You can hear Agrabah now. Bum 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 bum. And then the stream got muted. Damn it, no! Okay, there, we got an arm up here, it's doing stuff. There's some booby. Wow, what the hell? Oh, it's proper the rapper.
Right.
Maybe she's just punching.
I've been working here since my mama was a baby. Just because the rhythm is slow, that don't mean that you can't flow. In the rain or in the snow.
In the rain or in the snow.
Got the funky flow.
Got a funky flow.
In the rain or in the snow.
In the rain or in the snow.
Got the funky flow.
Got a funky flow. I like that.
Need is to be nice and friendly.
All you ever need is to be nice and friendly.
All you ever need is to be nice and friendly.
All you ever need is to be nice and friendly.
Remember, strike it rich, the key is love. Save everybody from way up above. I can sell a bottle cap like this.
I can tell about. You messed up the words, Parappa.
Bottle cap like this.
I will try to sell a cap like this.
I never dream it would be like these. I am the #1 ruler of the 7 seas. The skunk over here will bring you luck.
The skunk over here
We'll bring you luck.
The bump over here comes with a truck.
the pump over here
Comes with a truck.
Oh yes, I had a lot of fun. I made a lot of bucks and now I'm on the run. In the rain or in the snow.
In the rain or in the snow.
Got the funky flow.
Got a funky flow.
In the rain or in the snow.
In the rain or in the snow.
Got the funky flow.
Got a funky flow.
Let me tell you something that I never told you before. Listen this. I have never sold everything.
I have never sold everything.
You have never sold everything.
The Bray Wobble is
I've
good.
never sold everything.
And her hair is so, like, the monk's hair is so good. We have to make sure we capture how good the hair is.
All you need.
Money.
Maybe my favorite hair in the entire game.
Money, it's all you need.
Your father's gonna be very proud of you. Let me know if
Money,
you're
money,
happy
money.
market.
It's all we need.
Or you will help me.
I think about that a lot.
Right, teacher.
This specific line from Parappa the Rappa, for some reason, in our society. Money, money, money is all you need. And like in the heart shape. There's like a very heart shape to her hair. I'm not capturing it. Oh well, that's alright. We have our loose sketch. What we're gonna do now is turn down the transparency here. Look. And we're gonna start drawing over it. I'm gonna zoom in here. And this drawing is gonna be just a nice loose sketchy drawing too, so we don't have to worry too much about it looking perfect. Because we're gonna refine it, always. Always refining. Always be refining. The key to drawing well is to constantly ask yourself, why does this look fucked up? How do I fix this? And when you can determine the answer, you have become the master. I have not become the master. Also, I'm pretty much just copying this art right now, so not exactly the most difficult work to do is copying someone else's work. But it's so good. And honestly, copying other people's work for practice, not for professional reasons, but for practice, is an excellent way to learn. For practice. kind of want this to curl up a little bit more, actually. See the end of it. Then we're gonna get a tangent, though. You don't want that. See, a tangent is when two lines touch each other like that. It draws your eye to it, and you don't want that in your picture. You want to bring that down a little bit lower, so there's no tangent. Perfect. Easy. Easy. These are the streams where I pretend I'm good at drawing, and so that I can educate other people when I'm really not that good at drawing. But I can pretend. Nobody heard that. I'm an excellent drawer. I'm just gonna kind of sketch out some eyes and eyebrows here. And no noses. I have been copying the no noses thing that these original have because that's part of their charm. Which was difficult when I decided to start this month with a character picking their nose. I was like, wait a minute. How am I gonna draw someone picking their nose if they don't have a nose? I think I solved it pretty well, though. I think you got the idea across. And I didn't really have to draw a nose. I just kind of colored one in a little bit. I'm pretty sure that I've seen Krillin pick his nose in that anime. In the original Dragon Ball anime. Not Z, but when he's a little boy. Fairly certain that Toriyama has also done that. It's a good joke when you have a character with no nose to make them pick their nose. Ah! Sometimes I hit the shortcut to make a layer move when I don't know what that shortcut is, and I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to, no, no. Some of this action. I'm gonna make her gloves a little bit smaller just so you can see more of her arm. Her arms are hot. I don't know this one. I'd look at it. It's Emerald Hill Zone. I forgot that Sonic was in Smash. Gotta have some little fingers down here to show that she's got a hand. This Monk, she's got hands. She's throwing them. I'll tell you what else I have trouble drawing. Like, it's always very specific things. I mean, of course, hands are difficult, feet are difficult, whatever. All that stuff, of course, is difficult. But I have trouble drawing specific things like the small of the back here, like where the back meets the ass. Really struggle with that. I need to study some anatomy on that because the muscles down there, they do confusing things, man. I've never understood. This is Minecraft. Everybody in the world knows Minecraft. There's a dog going woof outside. But I can't let him in because I'm drawing. Someone else is gonna have to let him in. Can't forget to draw the arm up here. It's important. It's important to have arms. I don't know what the insides of these gloves are supposed to look like. I think it's something like this. Where she's got, like, and it connects down here, and then it, like, has a more of a sheath on the outside. How's that looking? That's alright. That's looking alright. This is gonna need some work, but let's continue. Let's resume the sketching. The sketching. Also, if you want to make sure that your thighs look really muscular, what you do is you start your hips here, and then you bump up your thigh. Bump, bump, bump. Bumpity, bumpity, bump. So that you get the visible bump of where the thigh is coming out. You see? And then when it hits the knee, too. Also, the back of knees. That's another one I really struggle with. I don't know why. What it is about these kinds of areas. Just weird little specific parts of the human anatomy are very difficult to figure out. I haven't really been using references, though, for any of this series this month. I've kind of been trying to practice just see what I can figure out about the human body without looking at a reference, which you really shouldn't do. You should look at references. But talked about this last time I was drawing the body, and sometimes it's good practice to just use your brain reference library, the reference library you built up in your brain from years of doing this. And I know she's got boots covering this, but I want to draw the legs anyway, because I like drawing calves. They're sexy. Calves, they're the very sexy part of the body. Also, just having the calf there helps me figure out what the shoes are supposed to be doing in the legs and stuff, or the feet, I mean. But I'll cover it up in a second. I've always found calves sexy, I don't know why. On women, I'm not so much on men. I mean, men can have sexy calves too, but women calves, oh. That's primo sexy. Is that a fetish? To be attracted to calves? That's 150%? Is that more fetish than most things? I'm not really like that sexually attracted. I just think they're hot. I'm not really sexually attracted to women. I just think they're hot. And yes, you could argue that that means something, but I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that women are hot. I don't want to have sex with them or just think they're hot. You want to have sex with them, that's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, this is Shadow of the Colossus. This rules. I should really play that game someday. Oh, and see, I think that her boots actually, the back of them opens up like this anyway, so it's good that I drew those sexy calves. Let's actually have it done here. Trust me, I know what I'm doing with these shapes. Boom, boom. Okay. That's not bad at all. I like that. Okay, let's flip it and see how it looks. I think this arm might be a little long. So what we're gonna do is go in and carefully grab it. Select it all with the little selection tool. Get the other arm. And then I'm gonna just do this. Shrink it down a little bit. Yeah, I think that's a little better. And this shoulder I think also is too forward, so we're gonna move that back. The shoulder's looking awfully forward. That might be too back. I don't know. No, I think that's good. I think that's good. I'm good. I like that. And this boob is up too high. think this face needs to be... She's looking more to the side, so it needs to be less angled. Which is a mistake I make, if you can tell. I look to the side. And then I will fix whenever I do my redesign. Actually, maybe just like this. I'm glad you're taking notes, McFreeze. I'm here to educate. I'm here to educate and elucidate. The problem with having her punch out like this is that we don't get to see the band on top of her thing so much, but I like the actiony of this pose. So we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna live with it. Alright, let's finish drawing. This needs to be more of a defined shape. It's very round. Here's Emil again. This playlist is huge, but it always plays the same songs for me. Have you noticed this? My stream is just so lifelike, you think it's your own computer. Honestly, if you have the stream full screen, that's about the size I'm working with as well, so you're seeing what I'm seeing. Yosho! I love him. Perfect angel. Perfect baby boy. I'm sure there's channels that have the Emil head somewhere. I'm not on them, but I'm sure they exist. It would be a crying shame if they didn't. I don't know if Binding of Isaac is exactly Emil head, but it's just close. I think this needs to be not so... Alright, I don't... Does that look messed up? I think that looks messed up. I think I made her arm disappear. Let's just undo all that. That line was really good where it was before. It doesn't need to be changed. It's a process. Alright, let's try to do this, Yosho. Indeed. Let's try to do this design. She's got this cool design. It should keep the twist that she's I kind of drew her with a twist, but it just goes straight up and down because of the positioning, so I don't know if that works from a visual perspective. Dokoisho. He had so much fun, that Emil character. Oh, this boob shape is not happening. Let's something like that. Okay. And what are these? What are these doing? Let's see. This kind of goes over the knee, I guess, a little bit, like halfway. But I think this stripe needs to be a little bit bigger up here, a little chunkier. I love Emil forgets the words. How's this go? Do. He's a good boy. He does. He's been around a while. You know, it just builds up in your brain. Okay, and we're getting kind of a tangent with this one. We're actually going to do is take that one and do this. And that way we also get more definition of her thigh shape. This should be doing the same thing, honestly. Ba-dum. And the same thing, we'll cover her knee a little bit. I feel like she's gonna have her fabric gathered at her knee a little bit there because it's a little bent. I don't know what this suit's made of. It's like spandex in the medieval times of Final Fantasy Tactics. Maybe it's just painted on. Well, I guess that wouldn't work because you can actually see lines in it, so... The paint is so thick, it's got lines in it. And also, I don't think that should look... It's further away. It should be actually thinner than the one next to it. See, and then they got like a band like down here. What does this shape do? I went too far. I got some like... Well, I guess they just stretch differently. It's fine. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Ooh. A lot of these characters just have really cool clothing patterns on them, which I'm really bad about drawing patterns, so that's why I kind of wanted to do this month. Kaga's doing like patterns on clothings and things. And lines. I've already forgotten how many lines I'm doing. Okay. Now these kind of have this little zigzag too that goes over this. I hope you enjoy me humming along to songs badly. That's what today's stream is. And our nice art stream. How's that look? That looks pretty good. I think there's another line down here. Half of art, yes, you're right. Half of art is humming along badly. Music playing. And there's also like more lines here too. I'm looking kind of vaginal now. This is not good. What is this now? Oh, this is Hades. I swear it's just taking the same pattern I did before. Alright. The music, that is. It's like the same randomization that I did before. Shuffle my butt. Okay, now the boots. These boots are made for drawing. I don't know what this at the bottom is doing down here. We're just gonna say it's like a little flowery pattern. Just got some kind of like weird double boot thing going on. It's important to shuffle your cheeks. Keeps them random. Keeps them guessing. It should be 3 boots, I think. I think 2 is not enough. Just throw another boot in there. Then it would be a mega boot. Right now it's just kind of a big boot. They've got like a cool point on the front of them here. I like that a lot. They got it on this one. It's not so visible on this one yet. This whole foot shape is a little messed up. Feet, hard to draw. Another thing. That one is not a weird thing that's hard to draw. It's just a normal thing that's hard to draw. Sometimes I just throw down a bunch of lines and then subtract them till it looks right. That's drawing. That's art right there. I would like to know how the back of these are supposed to look, but the reference doesn't provide to me the back of the shoe. So I just have to do my best. I got a Ganbari. Ganbari my masen. But that doesn't look right. Like, that's, it's too floppy. I think it needs... It would be straighter here because her leg is kind of going forward a little bit. And I think it would be floppier back here. That's not bad. I like that. Alright. And this needs to have a little lip. A little lippy. Okay, you see the problem here is this shape, really cool. Small heel. This not so much. That's my issue. That's my problem. I'm just gonna do that all from scratch again. There. That's better. I like that a lot. It might probably needs to get up a little bit higher, but we'll just drag it. Waha, waha. Waha? I like that. So much Stardew Valley in this playlist. Damn, it's trying to make me play Stardew Valley again. I won't fall for it. Alright. I think the face is a little messed up. I gotta refine that. I'm liking this a lot though. I think this is coming out pretty good. Just refine it by deleting that mouth and drawing another one. Beautiful. that line. I don't know what that line's doing. I didn't mean to delete that whole line, but we'll just draw the top of her eyes again. That's fine. Also, I feel like her neck situation still is not right here, but what if I just bring that in a little bit? I think there we go. There we go. Hey. Hey. And then this is just should not be connecting like that. This is more of a up there. Wah. All right, I think we're ready to draw this again. Redraw. Redraw clock. Hold on. Make sure that's nice and low so I can see over it. You see, drawing is an act, a process, an act of drawing something and then drawing it again, and then drawing it again, and then drawing it again. And sometimes you draw it again. Normally I would ink after this stage too, but I'm not inking these because it adds a lot of time. So I just draw again. I simply draw again. If you draw it again, oh boy, then you gotta draw in. I tell you what, buddy, that's drawing territory. Do 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 do. I don't actually refine as much as probably actual professional artists do, but whatever. I think I refine enough. To get the drawings where I want them to be. I was actually like recently realized that I was being lazy about a lot of things, and it's improved my art a lot to not be so lazy. That's the key to being a good artist, is you can't be lazy. There's no shortcuts. Sometimes you just have to draw a thing 5 times until it gets right. Also, just being aware of simple things, like I could often draw a line and like mentally I'll think like, okay, that looks like that, and then it's like suggested in my brain, you know what I mean? Like when you're sketching, you know, obviously when I'm sketching something, you're not gonna see. A good example is that spike drawing that I did recently. Let me pull it up real fast. If that's even in my recent. No, I've lost it. Okay, there might be some porn in here. If you can see this, look away, avert your eyes. What was that file called? I'm trying to remember. Actually, here, let's just turn it to details. Then you won't see the porn. Ah, I'm smart. I did it. I don't even know if you can see this window that I'm opening from. Oh, you say you can't see it? Well, there you go. That's good because I can't remember what I called Spike. You'd think he would just be called Spike, but no, he's not called Spike in here. Was it Cowboy Bebop Spike? Yeah, Cowboy Bebop Spike. Okay, anyway. So I did this recently. I really like the way this came out. But you can see, let me turn off all the color layers here so you can see. Goodbye color layers. When I started this drawing, all I had was this sketch right here. And I showed that to some friends of mine. Was like, all right, this is starting to get with Spike. I'm tired now, whatever. And then like I started working on the next part, and I got this done in maybe 10-15 minutes. And one of my friends was like, "Whoa, that was just circles a second ago," because that's like when I have sketches like this, I'm visually like filling in the blanks. You know what I mean? Like I know like, oh, this is supposed to go here. There's supposed to be a tie here, whatever. But remembering that and thinking about that is important when you're drawing, because you have to remember like people are not filling in the same blanks as you. You have to make sure that that reads across correctly, and that's the laziness I was talking about. And recently I have realized how to not be so lazy. Anyway, back to Monk. We have a lot of drawing to do on this still, and I've only got like an hour left. Curse my sleepiness. I feel like that looks weird, but we'll fix it after I get this layer sorted out. Where's the next track? Where the music at? Too quiet. It got too quiet. What's going on with this music? Oh, video paused. Continue watching. YouTube's on to me. Bum, bum, bum. I haven't played Cuphead, but I really like the music from Cuphead. How's that looking? All right, that's looking. It's looking. We got some looking going on. Oh, about this arm. Oh, I don't know. Arms are hard. Just try to put the bumpies in the right spot. Maybe define that muscle a little bit. It looks like a defined muscle, yeah. Yeah. Where would the elbow be though? It'd be like, it would be here, right? Yeah, elbow. Elbow. I guess these kind of have like a little divot there too. I don't know about this hand shape either, but when I'm not streaming art, I tend to just like stop and stare at something for a few minutes and be like, no, it's gotta be fixed, but I'm not gonna do that while I'm streaming, obviously. I'm just gonna keep plowing forward and hope it comes out alright. That's the art spirit. Okay, figure out what this is doing down here. Okay, and then I think this is when they're. Oh, but that's a tangent. Okay, we'll do it like that. That way we can have the boobs sneak up like that. She's got a little tummy, little flat tummy, little washboard abs. Needs to be refined, but that's what inking would really do. Like with not inking these, I get some lines that are a little rougher, but that's fine. It's part of the charm, I think. Oh, and I forgot to do those lines. Kicking ass and taking names. We got that sexy calf going on. Just focused on get this drawing done as much as I can. I'm forgetting to talk. And I put this stream on just chatting too. I ain't just chatting very hard. I'm doing art. I'm petting my lines. That's what this is called when you draw like this. You're petting your lines because you're just petting it repeatedly, like blah 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 blah. But all together in one line. Oops. I think I just did one too many. Okay. What are we at? Got the other crutch line. That's an important one. Gotta have 2 crutches. You heard me. It's not really a vagina bone, actually. It's just the vagina itself. Vagina bone would be more like these up here if I was doing that. But you can't even see those because she's covered with fabric, so this is just gathered fabric at her actual vagina. Yeah, don't tell Twitch I said that. I don't want to get banned. That's why I whispered it, so Twitch can't hear me. These boots need a lot of cleanliness. A lot of lines going away. They're very messy right now. Messy boots. Oh, I need to put up the VOD from yesterday too. I forgot to download it. My connection between Twitch and YouTube got severed because I made a new YouTube channel, I think, and it wouldn't reconnect, and so I have to manually download it and upload my VODs now, which is very fun. Thank you to both Twitch and YouTube for getting along and playing so nicely. Being real adults about this thing. Real pain in my booty. But I have to remember to do that. Get that Black Mesa VOD up there. And then I think tomorrow we should be able to beat Black Mesa if we stream that. It might be Sunday if we stream it. I don't know. Depending on what goes on, we might be doing some Quails of Bahamut. And if we do, I'll just stream that because it's in my stream time. But I don't... Did Haze even say anything about that? Haze just disappear. Full of haze, as they say. But definitely one more session, I think, for Black Mesa. Unless Zen is like 5 hours long and I forgot. In which case, we're gonna have one short stream, probably. I shouldn't actually say that yet, because I remember Zen is super long. Oh, did he do it on Camille? Last time I saw he didn't say anything, so good for him. Good for you, Haze. Haze rarely ever watches my stream, so I know he's not out there, but if he were, good for you, Haze. And this is like doing a pucker here. We gotta properly elaborate that pucker. That looks dumb, maybe. No, I don't. It's fine. It's a boot. It's a boot. What are you talking about? I still have my rim shot button. Don't you forget about it. I kind of want the fabric to gather around her butt too. That's it. Other boot. I'm gonna remember that. Try not to talk about it. It's a gross, embarrassing hobby. I mean, habit. Hobbies, habit, same thing, right? We're healthy here. I'm just rambling now at this point. I'm still a sleepy. I'm still a sleepy narc. Drawing is takes it out of me too. Like if you notice, I started this stream with a lot more energy than I have right now, and I've still got a lot of drawing to do. People stream like art for hours. I don't know how they have the stamina for that. But then again, I can't stream for longer than like 3 hours without getting exhausted, so. I've noticed I have been able to go longer than I was when I first started this though, so maybe it's just building up the stamina. That's not true, Lyndon. I've seen you game for hours. Seen it with my own 2 eyes. Miss London, they're a gamer. I don't blame you for wanting to take those breaks though, because that's exhausting. Fighting games, oh, I can't do that stuff, man. That's too hard work. Especially like as you're learning, if you're learning anything, like you need to take breaks regularly, because it's just, you get the mental strain, you know. It's good to rest your head. But fighting games are hard. Much respect to fighting game players. Not my cup of tea. What's this track? Is good. I like this. This is Devil May Cry 5. DMC 5 they calls it. You know, I played the first one of those Devil May Cries when it came out years and years ago when I was just a small merc. And I don't remember crap about that game. I really don't. I remember it had some cool action, I guess, and Dante was cool, but really all of it just slipped my mind immediately after I stopped playing it. So I assume those games are good, but I don't know because I don't remember. That's my story. That's a good story. Bum, bum, bum. I don't remember if the devil cried or not. Like I said, I forgot. I remember mashing buttons. That's the primary thing I remember about that game. Doing a lot of button mashing. Okay, that was a little too sketchy of a line for the phase we're in. Let's try that again. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just make a line. Straight up. In the middle of this mess of lines. And that'll be our key line. We'll base the other lines on this line, the center line. Because this is a real, like, unintelligible mess of lines. This cannot be DMCA free. I'm sorry. Whatever. If I get muted, someone just yell at me. Just holler at me real loud. I gotta keep talking over audio jungle, audio jungle, audio jungle, audio jungle. Look how much cleaner that is. It's beautiful. I love it. Okay. There's other lines too. One more line. Did I actually send the tweet to advertise this stream? A lot of times I've noticed I'll compose the tweet and then I go to click it and it doesn't click because the like preview showed up or whatever, and then I just forget about it and move on with my life. I hope I did. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter too much. Okay, I probably have it open then, or it's in my saved drafts because I closed Twitter, so alright. I'm moaning. Thank you for checking. I don't think that those tweets really get me anything anyway, because I have like 30 followers on Twitter, so... Maybe some random person, though, will be searching for streams on Twitter and say, oh, if this person's streaming, I'll go check that out. It doesn't seem likely because I feel like you would just go straight to Twitch if you were looking for a random stream to watch. But, you know, it could happen. I do get random likes on that account from people just searching stream, but I think it's people advertising to streamers. Oh, oops, I got those lines mixed up. I got those lines mixed up with the line below them. Oh, I'm so tired, you guys. I don't know what's wrong with me. This just makes me think of all the Devil Trigger memes that were out when this game came out that were good. Like, I haven't played this game, but the memes, top tier. That's how you know a game is good, when it has top tier memes. Like, the Dark Souls memes, man, those rule. And that game rules as well, so there's your proof right there. All these voices inside my head. Dark Souls got so many memes, man. You should look up them memes someday. Take a look at those Dark Souls memes. I'm not super happy with this line. I'm not fixing it. This is the laziness I was talking about earlier. Actually, you know what? That's fine. I like it. That's fine. This one, I'm not sure what it's doing. It's doing whatever it wants to. Audio jungle. I don't think that's supposed to go like that. More like this. This is from Smash Brothers, apparently, but this sounds like Castlevania music to me. How's that Castlevania 64 going, Slime? You know, when I was a kid, they do have Castlevanias in these. I don't think this is actually a Castlevania track in there, though. When I was younger, like a teenager or something, I bought a Nintendo 64 from a friend, like used, just because I wanted to play the Castlevanias. And then I played like an hour of one and was like, this was a mistake. I don't want to do this anymore. And that's how far I made it in Castlevania 64. That's my confession. Ladies with spider legs. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I need to fix this line. It's bugging me. It doesn't look right. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. There we go. Now it's better. Now we have to very carefully erase the old line. That's better. Not perfect, but it's better. Perfection is a goal, but very seldom the reality. This is not DMCA free. Kingdom Hearts is not DMCA free playlist. I need to find a better playlist. Whatever. Audio Jungle, Audio Jungle. I probably wouldn't actually get DMCA'd, honestly, because it's not me just streaming the music, but it is gonna get copyright restricted. That's for damn sure. There's no question about that. These little curvy lines are time-consuming. She's nothing but curvy lines. This lady, she's nothing but curves. Do you guys want a spoiler on my yesterday's drawing that I haven't finished yet? I was gonna post it till it was done, but I am intensely delighted by it and I need to finish it because I have to get it posted. But basically yesterday was Geomancer Male. And what I decided to do was, I made him a himbo! I love him so much! Oh, I have to get this colored! Oh, I love it. Okay, back to Monk. That was your little preview spoiler. I just drew that this morning because I'm very behind on these. That's why we're drawing this monk right now. I'm probably not gonna get this monk colored today too, but tomorrow I will catch up on my colorings. I need to find a faster way of coloring them because I thought the way I was coloring them was gonna be fast and I was wrong. It takes forever. So I gotta figure that out. I gotta tools and stuff. Part of doing this Drawtober though is I want to get my speed up on things. And there's nothing like forcing yourself to do a drawing every day to get your speed up. I'm not the fastest at art. I take my time. But we can probably at least cut her skin colored on this stream. We're almost done with the lines. Audio Jungle. See, and then there's also the bottom line down here. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna need to straighten up those lines up there. They're kind of messy. Oh yeah, these lines. All of these lines. All 5,000 of these lines. I'm going too far off what I envisioned here. Bum, 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 bum. I love a good trumpet. Okay, and our knee is actually going to be like that, so... A lot of Smash Brothers in this playlist. I'm not complaining, it's good musics. They got a lot of musics in that Smashing Brothers. Oh, this one's got words in it. There we go. Oh, that was a lot of drawing. Okay, let's fix these hairlines. Here's how we're gonna do that. We're just gonna start over. Much better. Alright, this is over here kind of weak. Just looking for stuff that needs to be like cleaned up a little bit, like this line down here is real rough. Let's stick it in. At this point, in a full drawing that wasn't for Drawtober that I was doing full time on, I would do inking at this point, which would get us nice clean lines everywhere, and also add an hour of time. So we're not doing that. There we go. That's a knee, if I've ever seen one. By no knees, that is one of those. Not that long ago, this would have been the final line of a piece that I would do, too, until I learned how to actually ink, and then I was like, oh, I've been doing this wrong the whole time. It could look so much better. And someday I'll ink a non-stream bravely, but not today. It's boring anyway. You just watched me go over all these lines, and then you would watch me go over all these lines again, but hit undo a lot. Anyway. Let's thin up this arm a little bit. Alright, real quick, just check the flip and see if it looks alright. It looks pretty much alright. I probably want to get rid of that thumb, but I like that it more defines it as a hand. But if you're punching somebody, you're not going to have your thumb out like that. That's really bad posture. So let's just try removing it and see. Yeah, I'll keep it out because it should be in her fist. It shouldn't be like sticking out like that. Okay, let's start coloring. Yay! So what I had been doing is I had been going and each area of color I would go through and like color with the watercolor brush like real loosely, and then I would go through and do all the shading and whatever, and then I would go all the way around the edge and like erase. And this is actually much slower than just flatting the damn thing. So here's what we're gonna try to do. We're just gonna try flatting it. I don't know if this tool even shows in the stream, but I'm just using the polygon lasso. I got stuff up here, but I can't. Have the skin go into the hair a little bit, it'll be fine.
Just a case of bones, there's nothing inside. When it always me, burning down the walls, is that a way for me to break? I'm a shapeshifter at Booth's masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw. I'm a shapeshifter, have no face to show. Please don't take off my mask, my disguise.
You can appreciate my messy lines as we do all this flatting.
Where have you been? Been searching all along. Your place is what I long and long. Without a clue, without a sign.
More Stardew Valley. Okay, we gotta get that shirt out of there. Take that shirt off. Alright, get a skin color. Why is this? There we go. I don't know if that messed up the stream or not, but it was not quite correct in my window. That's too dark. There we go. Alright, and then the rest of the skin. Not sure what I was doing with this down here, so we'll just go that way. Alright, is there any more skin on hands? I think that's all the skin. Yeah. Okay. So then I'm going to copy all that and separate it. And now this is what we're going to color on. Easy, easy. Oops. Why is this window so easy to drag around? Stay. Lock it in place. Alright, now we're going to use the watercolor tool. Bump it up to about there. I'm gonna have it like, how's that looking? Something like that looks good. Okay. Alright, where should the light be hitting her at? Always a good question to ask. Let's just say it's coming down from... You can't see that because this layer is It's like this though. There we go. Thank you guys for tuning in to me ramble stream. Me ramble streaming. It's a good thing I decided to do an art stream today anyway, because I don't think I would have mentally fit to stream a video game. I gotta be at my best to play video games, man. Video games require my full respect. I get some definition on that muscle there. I haven't used the watercolor tool in this program much before, but I've been using it recently. I love it. It's awesome. I really like the way it blends. Oh, that's YouTube telling me, hey, are you still watching? Yes, YouTube. I am definitely watching. My rapt attention is on these videos right now. Who's Merk? What are you pointing at? Did I show something? You made me really nervous. Am I? Okay, that's still me. Did I reveal something? I don't know what you were pointing at, London. I'm confused now. Very confused. Oh, do you mean the hair is like me? Not really. Kinda. Not really. It's a little different. Mine's not as cool. Also, hers is blonde. Well, it's always this stream, silly. Alright, what's the other color we should use for this? Let's go a little bit purplier. But yeah, the watercolor tool blends really well. I really like the way it blends. As it should, because it's watercolor. And this brush is too small. For a long time, I was just using the felt tip pen, which doesn't blend, and so I would go through and I would color with the felt tip pen, and then I would go through and blend it with the blend tool, which works. Don't get me wrong, and I still color some things that way, but it just kind of skips that step. I think I avoided it first because it takes a little bit more control, but when I'm not afraid of it, it's a powerful tool. Just blends right in on its own. Ta-da! And it looks really good. The tool, I mean, not necessarily the art. Although I think the art looks alright. And I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm just saying that's not what I meant. I was not being full of myself and saying, oh, my art is so good looking. Because I don't think it is, but it's pretty good. I don't know. I'm good. I'm going in circles here. What time is it? It's 5:30. That looks pretty good, I think. Let's bring some of this lighter tone in here. No, I don't. Why did I do that? I don't like that. Let's actually just bring it up like this. Okay. Then I'm going to do a little bit of rim lighting on this, which is where you, this I will use the marker for. Rim lighting is when you've got the light coming from behind, you see. just give some more definition and realism. This is also not bright enough light. It's also something I'm not great at, but I've been trying to play with it more, and I'm liking the effects. I'm liking what it's throwing down. Sometimes I obliterate my shading a little bit with the room lighting. So that's fine. I like the way this looks better. It gives it more dimension. It gives it more pop. You know, you gotta have pop. Give a little pop there. I don't know. Does that read? That kind of reads. No. Yeah. I'm getting some more here. Alright, good enough. Is it good enough though? Is it good enough? Okay, now it's perfect. Well, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. I entertain myself as I ramble to you guys. But I do kind of also want to do a lighter color in here. The watercolor brush. Just give it a little more dimension. There we go. That's the skin. Let's do the hair. Okay, we're gonna start again by flatting it. Normally I would flat the entire piece at once. But because I want to actually show coloring on this stream, I'm not doing that. And also this needs fixed. Okay. Carefully trace the line. Trace it. Couldn't remember if that was the extra line or not, or the outside line or not. Not an extra line. All of the lines are not superfluous. Superfluous. That's a fun word to say, but it's hard to say. Superfluous. All of the lines are essential. We weeded out the superfluous ones. Alright, what color is yellow? That looks yellowy. That looks yellowy. Oh, I think I could do a little lighter. A little brighter. Perfect. Alright, we're gonna put this on top of the other layer. Beautiful. Which way was our light again? Wait, what happened? Oh, man! Hang on a second. Apparently, this needs to be at 0. That's what the issue is. Oops. There we go. Now we just have the hair. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Where does skin coloring go? They punch. That's pretty much it. They have chakra, which is a self-heal, and they punch really hard. They're very good heavy hitters. Okay. Oh, I just got rid of the color I wanted to use. Oh my god. Well, let's see. We got all the colors right here. You just grab another one. We're good. Okay, which way was the light going? Back at the beginning. Professional artist here. Not actually. Someone paid me to make art for them, so I can call myself a professional artist. Commissions are now open. Which actually, seriously though, if anybody wants to commission that's watching, talk to me. I do art. I'm pretty good at it. I got a lot of free time. And not a lot of money. Arts, as I like to call them, farts. God, I love the watercolor brush. It's so good. It's just it's so the lines, the colors. That's all. Oh, my only response, I can't verbalize it. I can only go, it's perfect. It's a good brush. This should be darker because it's more under the... Now this is what I call Colors, volume 69. That's the sex number. That's a funny joke. Funny joke for you. I should actually remember that I have a 5-year-old in the house right now, and you might hear some of this stuff. I say that very quietly so he doesn't hear me say that. Through my teeth. I got to put together Transformers earlier today. Turned Bumblebee into a car. Alright, let's do a darker color underneath. Something nice and vibrant. Like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay. And now we just want to color the highlights, which we're going to do with the other marker. And again, we're going to do a little bit of rim lighting. Rim lighting on hair I really struggle with. So I need to practice it. But this I like. I like this, what it's doing right now. I like the way those are too touching. You know, like I said earlier about avoiding tangents. Sometimes they're cool. Sometimes they're cool looking. Tangents are cool when they can cook cool. needs a highlight in here. Oh yeah, she's cool. I like her a lot. This is Halo 2, you're right. This is the Halo 2 theme song. I haven't played any Halos. That's my gamer confession. I really like the way that looks. I think that's good. Later I'll look at it and be like, why did I do this like this? I hate this. But right now, I think it looks great. Alright, I probably need to stop streaming soon. I think dinner's ready. So we got some skin and hair colored. I will color the rest of this and put it on the Twitter, so be sure to check my @MerkArt Twitter account. I'll retweet it on my Merk account. Everybody watching this probably knows me personally, so you guys are going to see this posted everywhere. But thank you guys for watching. I love you. Have a good night. Tomorrow, probably Black Mesa.